Now, as far as accessories, I'm just gonna go over them really quick. So I got this off of Amazon. I can, like I said, show you. I just hate this stupid embossed camera on the outside. I would prefer it to be more discreet, but all of the ones in my price range were exactly like this, and the only difference was like the size. So this one, I'm not even gonna pronounce it, is well, maybe I will. Ray Ice, that is the tag in there. But basically, it's a hard shell case. I do want a hard shell for this camera because it is thousands of dollars that I've invested in it, and it fits right here. These little areas here are Velcro. You can actually make these dividers as big or put several to kind of make little compartments, but I like to have this camera here with the lens that I use the most, which is the 18mm, and then I throw the extra lens that I have in this other slot here, and that fits perfectly. I can take it with me when I'm heading outside or heading to a different room to record with it, and then I can also drop this in my backpack that I use for travel and stuff like that and take it with me. So this bag has actually been great. I didn't know if it was going to be like too big, too bulky. But it's been great for this camera with these lenses. Now, if I got more lenses, then I would need to get something else. But in the meantime, I think I'm very good with two, one super close and then one at a normal distance. There is a pouch up here. So this is where I keep, and I'm gonna try and make this quick, but this is where I keep my shoulder strap. So if I go in here and I just quickly connect these, I'm able to walk around, like I said, facilities and things like that where I actually have had to record content. So this has been clutch. And then again, to take it off, you kind of just push and release. So that's been really clutch to have just in case. I got it a little bit late because I had just came back from some trips. I wish I would have had it, but now I have it. This is way better than what actually came with this camera. The one that it came with sucked. I do have some cables in here, so just to make sure that I can charge or connect to a computer, just some USB-C cables. This does have two connection ports. You have, to recharge it is USB-C. You can also connect it to a computer. And then if you need to display out, if you want a wired monitor, you do have a mini HDMI port. So I know some people don't like that. I have a cable here that can work. I do have some mini HDMI cables, so that's not a problem for me. I do need to buy more batteries, but I have one for now. It's worked fine. Every time I use it, I put it back to charge. Like I said, it stays in this office or, the house. I have a 512 gigabyte SD card. I try not to use any adapters just to not complicate things, because if you get the mini ones, it has to go from the mini to the adapter to the camera and to the computer as well. So I went and made sure that I bought a SD card, and there was a few different kinds. I got the ScanDisk Extreme Plus, and it's worked out really well. And I have more than enough with 512, and I would say once a month, once every 2 months, I do have to offload it, and it's not a big deal. Here is the game changer. So I'm gonna shut this off. Like I said, it has a cold shoe. And another thing that I have in here, I don't have any mics in here because I typically will always have my backpack, and this has my mics and small cameras. So there's battery banks in here too, because if I need to recharge this on the go, I have battery banks in my backpack and that bag. But I bought this because, so I have an iPad mini. I've made a video on this before, and I went through several cases on it, and I needed something super thin because I just started using this as a notebook. I don't really use it for, work anymore. I don't really use it for editing any heavy tasks. It's strictly for note-taking. And that's about it. And then now I'm using it as my monitor. I think it's a great size. It's, like I said, iPad mini for a monitor is great. So I bought this case that has a ring here, and I was like, why would it have a MagSafe ring, right? And then the gear started turning. So I was like, oh, let me look up something real quick. Because I was more than sure I could find a... Now this goes to a tripod mount because it has that screw hole on the bottom. It also has the cold shoe adapter. So this typically, like if you're shooting with your iPhone, you can use this for the tripod. Now, another thing that they showed with when you buy this is that you can have it on your camera and use it as a monitor. Well, I was like, I think I have enough clearance here. And I just got an iPad mini case with the MagSafe ring on it. So this is gonna be my setup. If you guys came from my other channel, if you guys see me at AHR, this is gonna be my setup walking around the trade show, because I do have an expo to go to. This is gonna be awesome because I can either point it outward. If somebody is helping me with the monitor and stuff, they can just quickly glance over and let me know that everything's in frame. You can also technically flip it over this way because this thing pivots, so it'll be facing the other way. You can face it this way if you can kind of see it from there maybe, or you can just completely turn it around because this little mount can go either way. And if you want to vlog with it, I mean, you can definitely see yourself there. So that is kind of my ultimate little setup there, and I carry this in the bag so that, again, like for the big stuff, the facility tours that I have to do sometimes, the trade shows that I go to, so clutch because the last time I went, like I said, for you guys that know what I do, I went to the AHR Expo. That one was in Orlando, and I got asked so many times to podcast and to interview and do all these things, and I went with my Pocket 3. The only thing is I was out of frame a lot of it, and I had to cut a lot of it. I had to zoom in and make it look like it was on purpose, like purposely cut in like that. I had to get B-roll and kind of cover that up because I just didn't have anything in frame. And I mean, I could have had someone help me at the time, but I just hadn't thought of it. Now I will have somebody help me, but way easier to monitor with this. And this is great. Whether you use a phone or an iPad or you just want something to hold your phone to record yourself, this little thing is super compact. It folds like this so that you can put it away. You can carry this anywhere you want to, and it'll hook up to any tripod. It'll screw in, or it'll have that cold shoe that mount there. I think this is super versatile. The magnets are super strong. I think it can hold any full-size iPad. It holds as many like nothing. So that was an awesome little game changer purchase that I made. So that stays in here. Like I said, microphones stay over there. The only other purchase that I made was for walking around, B-roll, walking around, maybe interviewing and getting product shots, whatever movement. So I'm gonna talk about movement really quick. This has image stabilization, and you can bump it up. I went and maxed it out. It has digital image stabilizers, and it in itself, it's pretty good on its own, but I went ahead and bumped it up to the max. That is something that I got really annoyed with when I was looking into the Sony cameras, is that it had horrible image stabilization. So if you're a professional and you're always on a tripod, always on a gimbal, perfectly fine. But like I said, I wanted something super simple that I didn't have to set everything up to get a shot. So I've done it where I film myself and it looks pretty good. There's not any shakiness to it or anything like that. But if I want the super slow, super smooth product shots, that's why I got this one. And I'm actually pretty happy with it. I just hate that it's light gray. This is the Ronin RS4 Mini. So this is the newest one, because on this one you can turn it on and it'll unlock and do all that. And then when you turn it off, or you can put it in sleep, it'll lock itself like this. That way, if you have the camera on here, it's not being violently shooken around. So that was why I went with this one over the previous version, because the previous one was super discounted, but it's really cool. And then you also have this little mini tripod that you can use directly on the camera, directly on your Pocket 3. And yeah, so this has been cool. I'm still learning how to use it. I got to calibrate it again because I hadn't used it in a while. I started buying accessories for it, and this is how I get B-roll shots when I'm out trying to get like longer pans and longer shots like that where I need it extremely steady. All right, so I hope you got something out of that. That was just a quick overview of what camera I bought, not really going over the settings, although the settings and all, like figuring it out, I think I recorded with it like 3 times and then I figured out something every time and then I got comfortable with it. So those first few videos that I did with it, didn't hate them at all. They just didn't have the exact look that I wanted because I didn't have the aperture set right. I didn't have the ISO, the lighting set right. Once I figured it out, I'm like, bam, okay, this is exactly what I wanted it to look like. It's not perfect, but we're getting there. So I'm gonna continue to learn how to use this. I am somebody that likes to use a lot of auto settings, a lot of standard color. I haven't really dove into shooting raw or log type footage because I'm trying to cut down my editing and my color grading as much as I can. I basically just put a filter over a lot of the edits that I do, and it's just like an enhancement or a contrast thing or bringing up shadows. That's all I do in my editing now. I used to do so much with the color, and I just kind of narrowed it down to just making a few tweaks and leaving it as is. But I can't stand leaving it default, so I do have to add a little bit back into it and, like I said, make the shadows a little more visible and stuff like that. I bought the DJI, I bought the action cameras when I started making money on YouTube. I only recently bought this. I've been doing this for a few years now. I only recently bought this because I have sponsors now and I have a lot of deliverables monthly to get done. I had just a lot of content that is paid for that I need to get done. And I don't want it to look rushed. I want it to look professional and the best quality that I can. That's where this comes in play. And if you guys do film with your phone, I'll leave this linked down below. This is a wireless monitor for your phone, and I still use it from time to time when I need to record in here. Anything where I don't want to bust this out and deal with a lot of transferring. I just want to record on the phone and post it. They make wireless monitors for your phone as well. They even have some, I don't have the new ones that can magsafe to your back. So a lot of cool stuff. It's just, you know, trying out different things, seeing what you like, seeing what works best for your workflow, your editing, your style of filming and stuff like that. This is just mine. Make sure to stay tuned. I'm gonna go over some more everyday, you know, gear that I carry. So like I said, subscribe to stay tuned, stay informed. I appreciate everybody that comes over from my main channel to kind of keep up with me. And I know there's a lot of content creators starting out. So I hope this helps. And if you have any questions, anything specific, I know I haven't gotten to some of them because I kind of took a break. I will get to them. I appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you guys.